9 o'clock on Monday, August 9th. It looks like T-Rex wants to be the first out the door. Steve, this door's going to open toward you. It's not a slider. So there goes Rex. You got to go around it. Very good. And you get stuck under there, and we're out the door. T-Rex made it first today, like the good old days. Yeah, we did a new plan, out two doors, and we're looking up at jet plane going by, mackerel sky. That means the planes are taking off toward the east this morning. Mackerel sky, not 24 hours dry, and there's very little wind. See, that cod is pointed toward the west, indicating a light flow from the west, but it's a light variable wind. Believe it or not, we had a cold front go by in the last 24 hours. It was the driest cold front of the entire summer, maybe even the entire year, because of how little precipitation came through. But the temperature and dew point came down. It was more comfortable this morning. The dew point was 61 degrees at Logan Airport, still up around 66 on Nantucket. Always stays juicy on Nantucket in August, but a lot of spots had dew points in the 50s last night. And just as quickly as the cold front went through, a warm front is going to come back. And I couldn't believe how few showers there were in New England yesterday. I can't really explain it. I guess there was probably confluence aloft and some stabilizing warm layer aloft. And here's the 24-hour rainfall lottery result, and 0.24, 0.25, a quarter inch in East Lyme, Connecticut. So one town in southern New England had enough rain to make puddles, and in northern New England there were a couple of raindrops, and in Holton, Maine, we picked up a 0.1, and there were no severe storms anywhere near New England. Chicago was creamed with severe storms yesterday, but I'm kind of in a hurry this morning. There's a lot going on down at the house. I want to see this plane. I got a B. There's the plane landing from west to east. Actually, it's southwest to northeast at runway 5, L or R at Logan. And you want to see what's going on down the house. And I'm going to do some mowing today, and we've got a lot of action on the street today. So I'm going to try and do this fairly quickly. People love to walk around here. I love the paniculata and the snapdragons. And here's the weather map this morning at 8 o'clock. There's the cold front with a nice, cute little 1018 high pressure system right over southern New England on the dry side of the front. But by 2 p.m., guess what? That front is lifting back to the north as a warm front, and that will generate showers and maybe a thunderstorm late today and tonight. So most of the day is dry. A lot of us are going to be near 90 degrees. Here is the Nashua, New Hampshire, a 14-day weather trend. And you can see there's definitely a cooling wave coming at us. A few spots get to 90 today. Day one on this is tomorrow. So the spots that do get to 90 between Concord and Providence and Hartford will make it day 5 of the heat wave, but just barely. I think Boston's pretty close to 90 in Logan Airport. Anyhow, the cooling trend is going to come with a shower or two tonight, and then less humid, and another front's going to come through on Thursday, and that could raise a ruckus. That's our best chance for any flash flooding and severe weather on Thursday. And then the temperature continues to cascade down for the weekend with a possibility of high temperatures only in the 70s and low temperatures in the 50s on Saturday and Sunday morning. That'd be quite nice. And I use Nashua because it's generally it's New England centric, and then the heat starts rising again, and potential heat wave at the end of the period out there once you get out to the 18th or so, and that's where our 10-day is going to go in a second as we show the euro. But first, let's just show a QPF possibility from the HRRR. We know these have been pretty much abysmal. I mean, generally, when it says someone's going to get 2 inches, someone does get 2 inches, but it just doesn't nail exactly where. And there's the showers coming across, not until about sunset, 8 o'clock tonight, and especially in western Massachusetts and Connecticut. If we can get something to hold together, it could be briefly severe weather this evening, and then by midnight or so, it's supposed to rain on Cape Cod. I'll believe that if I see it. The HRRR going for enough to make puddles on Cape Cod, but that's kind of interesting. It's not the kind of situation where that usually happens, so I don't really believe that. And then this goes out now through 2 a.m. on Wednesday, and so today is going to be day 6 in a row with some precipitation in New England, day 7 in a row tomorrow, and it stops. And I do zoom into Dennis, Massachusetts, and it shows more than a ½ inch of rain on the middle of Cape Cod. Like I said, I don't really believe it, but I really do want that to happen. So there's no threat of flooding, I don't think, anywhere in the zones that have been so vulnerable to flooding lately. That would be from northern New Jersey may be in the flood zone, to Cape Cod, where we've had so much rain lately. And northern New England doesn't show any flooding either. Okay, now let's go to the euro. And the front that's coming back is a warm front, is lifting north tonight, and we're getting soupy again. Dew points are coming back up into the 60s tonight, so it's going to be a sticky night with showers and nocturnal convection, possible thunderstorms in the middle of the night. And then tomorrow, another cold front is coming through with a chance of a shower and a thunderstorm tomorrow night into Wednesday. And so I think we are going to have a pretty good Tuesday, is good if you can get it. And Wednesday looks mostly dry with the dew point coming down again. And then the warm front comes back. So this front is stalled just over and just south of New England. And then here it comes on Thursday with another round of showers and thunderstorms. And that does show some rain pretty close to southeastern New England. But I think, again, that'll be the least amount of rain, Cape Cod and the islands. And then we do get the refreshing air. It doesn't look as windy and as robust as the last couple of runs on the Euro, but something's going to happen here north of New England on Friday and Saturday, leaving us with really nice weather for to start the weekend anyway. And on Saturday and then Sunday, another warm front's going to try and come at us from the west. And yesterday it showed that front kind of stalling over us with cyclogenesis. And remember yesterday when we stopped it, we'll stop it at the same place again today just to compare the notes from yesterday to today, which was 2 o'clock on August 18th, 18Z 818. And yesterday there was a 999 benchmark low pressure system. That would have been a warm tropical like nor'easter. That's nothing. That was fiction. We forecast that was fiction, and I still think that was fiction. And this would be pretty nice here. The 570 line is well to our south, and there's no battle zone going on, and the front's way off to the southwest. And it's actually starting to rain some in the west and the northwest on top of those fires, which would be good news. And in New England, it'll be just probably the beginning of a new warming trend and a possible heat wave late again next week. So today's probably the end of this heat wave, and it's been a marginal heat wave. Logan Airport did not get to 90 on Thursday, but did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was a light sea breeze, but I'm sure Fenway Park had a heat wave. And how about that? The Red Sox lost a series to the one of the poorest performing teams in the AL. Isn't that how our streak started? We were beating the best teams when we were the worst team. It's always we when we're on the winning side things. All right, yesterday's weather today. It was a hot day, not a lot done, but in the end of the day, I did get down to the garden and trying to at least salvage some of my garden. Okay, in more, 10 o'clock. Steve was just up there in that little Serengeti over there. I think he's ready to come back in. You ready to come in, Steve? All right, gotta kind of untangle you a little bit. Oh yeah, silly me, I forgot the rules. Before we go in, you get a belly rub. Very important, Tim. Very important. He loves his summer haircut, filling in nicely. They come for the animals, stay for the weather. Come for the weather, stay for the animals. Sunburn factor off the charts. And I say I don't really have a plan on Sundays, but I do kind of have a plan. The yard down the road is out of control. Raspberries. What's that, Steve? And I've got tomatoes. I've got some tomatoes I'm gonna go harvest. Clean that up. This was not staged. I just brought Steve in. I'm editing. All right, for real. I'm going to find Steve. I think I know where he is. Hope he still loves us. He does. All right, I'm gonna go over and check the tomatoes now. Look at that look. Many hours have gone by now, but we're at the tomatoes. Get some smoke, some cumulus, nice breeze. When the wind's from the west, the temperature goes up, but the humidity goes down. Dew point fell into the 60s when the temperature got in the low 90s in the Boston area. And we do have some tomatoes. These were just left over from last year's plants that went to seed. And it'll happen again this year too. Everything went to seed. There's lettuce seed. There's budding tomatoes. There's cat mint seed. There's the peas gone to seed. There's pea seeds right there. That's what happens when you don't attend a garden. There's this pea seed. Put that in there. Yep. Another nice Sunday. This is like the fourth nice Sunday in a row. Weekends have been pretty good. After that rain every weekend all winter and all spring. How about Tuesdays are good if you can get them? Now I know it's only Sunday afternoon, but this is yesterday's weather today, and we have a motto, back to work Mondays, followed by Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Not quite time for time lapse. We're getting close. That tempest is coming off. Cabbage butterfly in the weed seed. Here's some more lettuce seed. The lettuce grew right next to the fire pit, which we haven't sparked in a while. So yeah, we're still lifting things up and putting them down. Oh, look, this tomato. Yes. And we keep finding new nooks and crannies we didn't know what was there, including this little gem. Still picking things up and putting them down. And this dragonfly landed on my shoulder after I learned of Jimmy Buffett's passing several years ago. And then it passed on the rail of the deck. And I could not jettison it. I'm still not sure what to do with it. Warm chow, I guess. Good crowd down the beach. And ragweed's coming in really nicely. And the boats are coming and going. High traffic day, as you'd expect. As we're in the final third of summertime. Cloud. Shade feels good. Just made a tiny little dent right here. And you can see that it is plenty dusty. And amazing what you find when you dig up some of the weeds. There's a tomato and a tomato and a tomato and a tomato that were under there. And last week, on last Monday, we had an inch of rain. Yeah, that'll go a long way. I just pulled out of there. It's good stuff. I mean, cat mint. Cats love that. But it grows like mint. It's crazy. And dill weed, also from seed, goes crazy. But I like the tomato part. I cleaned out the rain gauge. It was getting a little grimy. Ready for some more rain. I really don't see any rain from Boston to Cape Cod this week. Hope I'm wrong. Definite sign of smoke in the sky when the sun turns into a disc. It's going to get even diskier as it goes to the horizon and we start playing the piano music in the time lapse of this Not in a Hurry Sunday. And there was a plan to work on this backyard, which I haven't worked on in so long. It worked out. T-Rex likes it. There's a lot of critter smells around here. Did a little cleaning up. A lot more to go. Always more to go, isn't there? In the passing lane. Passing a delivery. What do you think the delivery is? The liquefied gas. Something like that. Traffic is dense this evening. Justice, I think, gives way to the smaller boats. I'm not sure. Never know.
Cigar was getting into his car. I stopped and I waited for him to back up. But from out of nowhere, a Mercedes Benz came cruising up and whipped right in some beach somewhere. There's nowhere to go and you got all day to get there. Cold margaritas and hot senoritas, smiling with long dark hair on some beach somewhere. Well, I sat in that waiting room, it seemed like all afternoon. The nurse finally said, "Doc's ready for you. You're not gonna feel a thing. We'll give you some Novocaine. That tooth will be fine in a minute."
$7.25. Hi, Lucy and Sandy. Just about there. There it is. I almost missed it. I was weeding. You know, what is a weed? A flower growing where you don't want it to grow. And there was a lot of them in there, but that one was really nice. And there's the sun, the disc, and the smoke. Focus. Time lapse from Weymouth. Up and down, round and round. Captain Space Time at the piano. Just a nice Sunday. Had a bunch of these this summer. Temperature was high, but the humidity was not that high. Weeded out a tiny corner of that garden. Still some people watching the sun go down over the beach and Bass River, where it was a really nice day on Cape Cod too. If I had to give the overall New England region score for the day, about an 8.5 out of 10. A couple of storms in Maine. 8 times zoomed. That's why I can't keep the sun in the center, but doesn't it look like it's almost smiling? Sun filtered by smoke from fires, which hopefully there's going to be some rain on those fires. All right, music's about over, so is this. Sunday is good if you can get it. Yesterday, video today. Back to work Monday, and more. Talk to you tomorrow on Tuesdays are good if you can get them.